Sharon Freeman, go walk. I don't know, can you well? All I'm my draw, you like the one my draw. You like it, talk here, don't do my draw, Brian. Yeah, boy, I'll get myself up when you. I'm not Freeman, up when you kind of. Now, what about the police? I know what I Sharon Freeman on the jacket. Then you do your waiting. On those assholes, on this one, I'm trouble, or no, you can then you shall be. Want to appoint chair, we got any to appoint family. Why, sir? What now? What way? Now, those as well, or you on it. Mammy, we can't. Although you want to have well or not, what the game of person job lesson of the dear Platon job. I know it. Oh, I know you cannot. Pastor said, what? What's our man? Marshall from my one. I will drop on your we were. When I drop on your we were, drop on your we were, you say, oh, why you trouble? You know the way you try to. You know the way you trouble. You know the way you said it. Sharon put trouble. Sharon free my poor you trouble. When look at the when look at your trouble. You know the devil for my trouble. You run like you said, wicked. In your gun, you when you go. If I know where you're going, you wait forever. Get up by it, and well, would you be the year? What you say, yeah? Now we kind of. You are that one way, no, we are that one way. Blah blah, but you're not doing this. I think we can go. I can say, oh, Lordy. Drop on your people. Drop their phone on your people. We're not really out in the control. But now, Sharon Freeman, you could be up waiting. Or you are blood trouble. Man, I simply be calm. Also, I swear, talk about your love break here. We're not Kentucky. You look at India. You look Minnesota. You look Iowa, Des Moines. You look Rock Island. All of them are trying to they will know here, but here, try to go it. Try and put it on your people. Pastor Maxwell Sandu. Pastor Willie Dwell. My trauma. Pastor Caleb Wando. And not forgetting Lpr Public Radio. Crossing Video Production. National Section Bomb. Marco Soba. My side, don't you? Oh, my no, we are. Trap on your people. If I'm so solar, if I'm so solar, when you're. Leave a camera for when you're. Money joy. You can you are.
It's Methodist Church.
Mama, tell for when you the people. You be with me. Here for your home, we go. And that one walk about your mom, we are the you when you now, say we be getting a well. They will. Jamu and you know. I get in a well. I'm one of the Gracia. You say, Gracia, that is a Gracia. United States Chain District Association, Library Community of Iowa, Ranger Association, TDAA in the America. Why is that? River Union, Person District Association, Queenable District Association, the Queenable Quaking, that's a class here, and those are also the way I'm here. You not break you here, you do me. Water Development Association. Want to acquire family, to acquire Chakaba, the bow. I'm going to I just say, I come and write you. I don't get it again. What to acquire?
Good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am your host, Alfonso Z, and so right here this evening, We want to welcome you to this broadcast. It's Friday. TGF, thank God it's Friday. Thank God is here and so is here. We want to welcome you. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Of course, it's Lpr-Tv Live with the analysts. The analysts will be here. We're going to be having a conversation to right here, to right now. So many things happening, whatever you are. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly to welcome. Welcome, Madam Fly, is the chairleader to understanding of the Minnesota chapter to the Grand Unit Association. Thank you for stepping up to the task. And many of you who said, share the live view and join us. Kata, our senior analyst based in Connecticut, is here. Dolo in the house. Praise is in the house. And Emmanuel Saki is here. Also, Swa. We say good evening. Welcome. Let's have a conversation tonight. Fair, balanced, proportional. We're going to discuss it, not necessarily at your taste or at your will, but we will have these sort of conversations that tend to shift the destiny of our country in a fair, balanced, and proportional fashion. The liberal wing of this network, they are doing everything possible to control the narrative. That we will not allow. However, we allow them to speak their mind, to get involved. We will not sanction voices. We will not turn people back. No matter which political are you from, the bottom line is you are Liberia. How many times most of you have not believed in these political guys called the political godfather leaders of the, and what have they done? Zero. So that's the conversation. So I'm a little bit concerned now as to what is really going on. Are we having the conversations about the country, or there seems to be some sort of distraction? We never had that opportunity the last time around. The politicians and their surrogate drive the narrative. So all of the tough questions were never asked. And it was a white flag, complete white flag, and we saw what happened. All of the players were not given the opportunity to fully participate, to engage, to ask all of your questions. Instead, those of us and folks in the media industry seized the opportunity and controlled the narrative, and ultimately they got the day. Now they are crying, they are screaming, they are yelling, they are giving excuses. This is not what they anticipated. This is not what they expected. How? Because you didn't ask the question. So you didn't know which direction you were going. Your actions was also assumption, feelings, and your personal insertions into national conversation. But we're here to have this conversation. We said good evening, welcome to the show. I'm Alfonso Z, and so let's get the ball rolling right here, right now. Let's take a quick break and I'll be right back.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
That's where you have that. I don't just dream, escape. That's Nance. I just call our lady and she will tell you exactly what to do. We want to say welcome to the show this evening. Very shortly, we're going to get this program going as well. But I hit the share icon button. So yeah, here comes our man Momolu is in the house. Moses Momolu, good evening. Welcome to the show. This is the Friday editions of Lpr-Tv live with the analyst, and the analyst is going to join here very shortly for us to have this conversation so that we can do what we're supposed to do. Welcome to the show. Let's give it a broader view so you see exactly what's going on here. We say good evening. We say thank you for joining to the analyst, Keta, and the rest of the folks. The live view, the link is already out there. Let's have the conversation here tonight. Let us go in. The conversation is still on. But I'm concerned. I'm not sure what we are having the discussion we should be having with respect to what is going on now. But there seems to be a lot of distractions on the side of the politician, and we seems to be moving in that direction because they are very good and noted of doing that, always controlling the narrative. We need to discuss issues on hand. 2029 is, as far as I'm concerned, it's far off. We need to focus on what is ahead. What are the deliverables now? And even those who still want to also gain state power, to gain power from the Unity Party, are we having a conversation? I think everybody should be given the fair chance to have this narrative. And sometimes I've come to realize some of those folks who are talking for their folks, they just don't have the will to articulate the attacks, like that, abusing, causing. I mean, it's just crazy. People just doing anything, and it is sad that they are political godfathers or whatever they are termed in, are not giving them the sense of direction. If you are Unity partisan, if you are sedition, or if you are ANC person, CMC, every now and then new group comes on the block. If you go on the air for 2 hours, and out of the 2 hours, perhaps you use 1 hour, 20 minutes to talk about the bad things or the bad policy of that person, how many minutes left for your candidate? That is a sign of weakness, no strategy. You just have to draw the contrast. But for the most part, you want to get voters on your side. You want for the electors to buy into your political, to your guide ideology, to what they have, what they intend, how they intend to do it. The ability to the good governance, the kind of people, the credible people perhaps maybe will be in government. You know, you point out the few A's and draw that sort of contrast as to how you're going to do it. That is not happening. People sit and insult and just talk about, literally it's like you're promoting the other candidate because all of your time is about this person. So what is the time on hand to tell me about your candidate? Why or how, why should I vote for your guy? You know, I listened to my friend and brother from my former, he says he's still with Freedom, Abraham Gossin. No matter what you do, Joseph Boyka is the president of the Republic of Liberia. The elections result was satisfied, acknowledged. He was inducted into office. But are you saying you're not going to call him president? It makes no difference. But yet you articulate what you think, believe for George Weah. Probably you need to start focusing where the mistakes came from and see what at your guide. There's a new sense of direction, to new vision, and how you take. Because we need to be very honest to even admit some of our own wrong. But we don't do that. We sweep them under the carpet. We are unable to even look in the eyes of those that we support to say, even though I supported you, but you should have done this. That is not happening. All we see everyone, each and everyone protecting his alligator. Wilton Keta is here. Keta, you need to turn your camera on before we can bring you in. You know, I hate to see that that stuff you in that. Not really hate, but sometimes give people bad memory. But just turn your camera on and we'll be back. But let's take this quick commercial here, and I will be right back.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services, and your friends in business. Hello listeners, this is Mazola, the lover boy. I'd like to invite you to this exciting program. It is called Dancing for Jesus. It is intended to play beautiful inspirational music to help you turn your life to God. Join me on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our way of showing appreciation to God for the good things He has done for us and continue to do. Don't miss this opportunity. Join Mazola Gizi on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the program Dancing for Jesus. Please be there because I will be here to rock it up for you.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
Good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for sharing your evenings and mornings, afternoon, depending on your location. So say we are glad to have you. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome under the roof of the Liberia Public Radio. Man, aka Rescue 3 on the outskirts. Clarence Davis is here. Good to have you, Cynthia. Good to have you. I believe if this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. We do appreciate your time with us here. Hopefully, you will follow through your suggestions, your comments. Feel free to tweet, to comment, whatever you say. You have the right to disagree, to also express your opinion. And of course, Mr. Dia Brown is in the house. Esther, Mrs. Fredericks, good evening. Oh, and the turkey. The liberal had to leave the show because he said he was cooking turkey. And only later on to call me, his line went off. Cooking turkey, he fell to sleep, and then the smoke. I was like, okay. He didn't even allow his kids to come down. That's how ridiculous this guy is. You know, can you imagine that? But anyway, let's leave that. We say good to have you here. I hope everybody doing okay as well. Welcome, man. Aliyu Kroman is in the house. Aliyu, thank you so much. Your commitment to this network cannot be overemphasized. I'm just wishing one of these days you guys can come here for us to have a conversation and not just to see, and for you guys to tell us your side, what we do, how are we doing, what we need to improve on, to your disappointment, your agreement. Those things might be discussed. It might be expressed. You can write. If I'm here, I accommodate everything. It's not like the liberal. The liberal and his folks, they are the one. They always want people to say what they want to hear. If you're in disagreement with the liberal, he rallied his folks, the Clarence Davis and the other people, and they will come and go after you. And all they're going to tell you, say, you don't have a side. And that's not the case. It's about Liberia. We're not going to listen to Clarence, the liberal, and the other pastor, whatever pastor, Terrence Collins. He read it some days. It can just be a horrible night. So, but it is what it is. Their strategy here is to weaken us, to kind of like disregard and say, oh, they're going to get tired. We're not going away now. We're going to go away. We are not going to go away. We will be here with them and we'll challenge what they say. We will discuss it. We will agree and disagree for the good of the country, because they all have a side. So all they are doing here is to always protect all of the bad things. They are not able, and they will come and give justification. Well, it wasn't done yesterday. Why are we doing it today? Oh, you didn't talk the last time around. What are we talking now? That's what they want us to do. And they think everything is okay. No. Yes, considerable effort is being made. Yes, things happening. But we can also talk those things that needs to be talked about if something not right is taking place. So this guy here, as you know, from time to time, if you've been following me, are always in the habit of I'm a traditionalist. I'm not like the other guy who claims to be a country boy. He deserted his own region, political opportunist, political grievous seeker. He has changed his name to different name because he wants to hang up with the highest up. That's what I do. But yet he say he's something. So I'm not going to call name here. Whoever the care fits, let them wear it. But yet instead, he has his disciples. He have his guy, the Clarence Davis, and the rest, always here. They never get tired. They come and cheer them up. Let me bring in the most liberal progressive on this network. Also largely noted of talking Tabata. That his name. Not me say he has said it repeatedly. And he said he's involved. So you will know him this second. In the next meeting, he could be a different person. He moves according to the wavelength. He moves according to how the politics is being played. He doesn't want to go through any difficulties. That is why he abandoned his own party. He has abandoned his own party and he has pledged allegiance to a party that is not his party. But what is so much interesting is he in a system that needs to be fixed, he never passed on those ideas. Now he has taken the trumpet and blowing it here, and he think it's okay. But he has this guy who also condone this sort of behavior. One of the worst things Clarence Davis said the other day, calling on the liberal to reactivate his Chinese phone. That's the communist idea. They do not want your voice to be. If Clarence Davis, who claimed to be a person who believes in democratic tendencies, is now calling on the liberal, and sooner or later you're going to see that happening. he has publicly announced on this network, calling, asking the Lpr to reactivate his Chinese phone. Meaning, if you are not part of them, if you are not with the Boschians, your voice will not be heard. That's the soundbite. That's the red meat Clarence Davis is pushing. But I'm going to bring the Lpr here to see and asking here publicly what are he's taking into consideration that sort of communist idea by Clarence Davis, suggesting to he and his colleagues what I do want to introduce out here. Let me bring in the Liberal Progressive from Saxton, Sacramento, California, Asia. You see, he just said he got ready. Chinese people that are calling right there. A Chinese African man. The Liberal Progressive, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you, and nice to be with you again. We're here to have a conversation. Thank you for allowing us to be on your platform this evening.
So tell me, we didn't talk. You ignored all of my phone calls yesterday because whatever was in the making. Only this evening because the holiday gone. I didn't say I was coming to Sacramento. What a shame. You stopped your case from coming down from Thanksgiving because you were simply cooking turkey. Man, my goodness. And you ignored just for me to even say happy Thanksgiving Day yesterday. Probably you thought I was at the airport and said, oh, I'm on my way. So you completely ignored my call and just want to call me tonight. What a good father. Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Happy belated Thanksgiving to you as well. But Mr. So, in as much as I like you and love you as my little brother, but you fly too much, and I can't trust your flying because before you look, you're somewhere where you fly everywhere. So by you calling, I wanted to make sure and that your call, I would have been able to track your call because they have location, and your location was turned off, and therefore I didn't want to take that chance.
Ome will not change. Ome will not change. Okay, the Liberal Progressive, good to see you here. To all our friends, followers, if Sisset Zeba is in the house, good evening, good afternoon. To all of you, we say happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope some people granted the Big Brother's executive clemency. Man, yesterday, you just see the elbow. Which size you cook one, man?
I think I'm one of the best cooks when it comes to Thanksgiving turkey and what have you. You want me to tell you my ingredients? I can tell you the ingredients I put in there because I use lamb, I use cucumber, I use okra, I use
What?
bitter
Okra?
ball, I use bitter ball, I use how do you call it, beans, anything you can think about, I put it in there. They all go in the same stomach. What's the change?
Oh my God.
I use garlic. I use bitter cola. I use how do you call it, ginger. I use chicken egg. Everything you can think about.
Oh God.
When I mix the brew and when I mix them and let the turkey sit in those things for all night and marinate, and it goes into the turkey. When I cook it, if you're not careful eating it, you might cut your own fingers because you're gonna love it so much.
That what you ate yesterday?
Can we move on to the show? This is what I'm going to tell you. Since you bring it up,
No,
give me
no, wait.
no, give me 1 minute. Let me tell you. You know, when we were growing up in Town Town, right? Those of us who were going to school, but mom would go on a farm, and sometimes they will cook on the farm. And after school, you go on the farm to eat. If you don't go on the farm, you're on your own. But if you're lucky or blessed for them to have some leftover for your father, and your father having to be out of town, when you get out the school, your friends want to follow you to the house, but you know you got something over there. They say, "No, I come and go on the farm." You just go corner with it back in the house. When you finish, you call it knee because that's how you chew it, right? When you finish kneeing yourself everywhere, then you come outside and you say, "Oh, the only thing that can help me right now is axe." Because when you do the axe and bust my stomach, that's the only way I can breathe. Other than that, I can't breathe. So needle second help me right now. That axe you must bring to help. Because that's the only way you'll bust your stomach for me to breathe easily. So that's why the turkey. Like we had a good conversation yesterday with the turkey. Which one of the drumstick of the turkey? Which one of the legs of the turkey that and I throw my weight around to say, do you know Uncle Alfonso? They say, I say, talk to you. I'm the board chair on LPR. So I'm also a big shot in the house, and I get to pick first, Mister. So that's the beautiful turkey day yesterday.
So the whole thing here is Grandida people kill cow, you eat cow. But this way people kill goat, you eat goat. They ain't do nothing to you. That can I get in turkey?
If you're wasting
What
time, they're not even inviting me on any of that show, any of their program
the people
anymore.
fire for every
I
time they
want that
call
president,
you.
that Boston district president. I will, they will remove him. He not can he go for me anymore. So he must be removed.
Okay. Well, good to have you. Thank you so much for being here. To all our viewers, followers, Pauline Copot, our own correspondent based in Liberia. Thank you for the extraordinary job. And of course, Loretta following us here from inside Liberia this early morning hour. Good to have you, all of you here. Let's get to the point. I managed to get a hold of a video today. That video, it was a long time video I did. I covered the former First Lady at the United Nations 2018. That was March 19, when she spoke at the United Nations. I got that video from out of my archive today. I'm going to play it because it seems to be this was initiated one other video during the dedication of this her project is not going away here. But you know, I try to figure out how this thing coming about, but I think I get a sense of where this coming from. Is it a bad thing to carry out audit? Absolutely not. People should be held accountable regardless whether they are in and out of government. What we want to see, it must be proportional. It should not be one side because the United Party is there. But that what happened? The guy came with a Holy Bible, said, well, they were family. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to hurt. Well, it is that. That's what the law said. Nobody indict them now. It's just a matter of verification. But the liberal, at the same time, it's a little bit tricky here because our eye seems to be removed on what is happening right now. And this is how the politicians fly away. The focus now is 2029. So everyone doing everything to demonize and put a blockade to their challenger. But what happened before 2029? We get a long period of time to go. So it seems that the media industry has been heavily distracted with things that are going on. Some are crying foul. I mean, they are the creator of the system that we have today. We never, were never given the chance to have a really national conversations of all of these people that were contesting. So they drove the narrative. They used their empire and managed to influence people were not able to be adequately informed to ask these people as to why they want to be president, why they want to be senator, why they want to be representative, because they are given the power of Anthony. We're not going to go to Capitol there to vote. They sit now and make decisions for us. Here we are. So let me just bring you here quickly at the Liberal. Are we being a little bit distracted here, considering all of the politics, the biggerings, the divided nations that we have? Or should we return to baseline and see what is happening now? 2029, don't worry, we will talk about it. But we seems to be distracted and remove our eyes on the ball, and everything now is 2029. They want can do that. We will stop the one from building bridge. We'll do that because they want to put a hook so that there will be a political blockade. Are we doing fair to the Liberian people having these sort of conversation?
Thank you, Mr. So we have a lot to this. I hope we will be given the opportunity to discuss the former First Lady, her foundation here tonight, and maybe we will be allowed to share some of the information we have on this foundation as well. But here's the thing here. This is what I want to say here very quickly. This is the difference You know how when you used to play football, when you're going to football field, they say good player don't suffer for Jesse. In fact, as a good player, I used to go late and people would still pick me. God knows, and people want me on their team. So good player, you don't suffer for Jesse. You don't go begging for Jesse. You don't become a Abu Keri. This is exactly what is happening with CDC and Unity Party. Unity Party being an experienced politician, political party, and CDC being a novel political party. Unity Party just have to distract that little bit. Blah, 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 they forget everything else. You got almost what 2 or 3 more years to go. You're not focusing on some of the things you would think by now. They would have gone back to some of our video. When we come here and make big mouth, the President Waka, Ambassador Waka are going to do this, and we'll show the video. You would think now, the semester store, you told us this. We are here. What happened? They're going to run behind Madam Clark. We are foundation issues. While the Unity Party, on the other hand, nobody is to hold their feet to the fire. You're crying, wish hunt. If you're at night, in the nighttime, if you don't go do Niji, nobody will come after you. In the nighttime, you don't go do Boyoti, nobody will come after you. In the nighttime, you don't fly on the broom then going from Town to other places. Nobody will come back. But when you start playing witch, they will come after you. They will want the witch. Nobody want witches in Liberia. So the point here, Mr. So, Unity Party is quite aware. And I'll be very honest here. I know people might not like it, but one-on-one, especially now that Unity Party have coming to have second turn or second history in dealing with Liberia and Liberian issues. And they are not faring well right now, to be honest with you. So if you put one-on-one, yeah, Liberia will want to go also, CDC history. But former President Weah is the most popular Liberian ever. One-on-one, we're done. So what the Unity Party is doing, throw their little boon here and let them keep their eyes on our side. We're going to let the asset recovery do our working while we're try to mend fence, correct all of the mistakes that we have made so far. By the time 2018 comes, why they're focusing on these little towns, something, we are correcting all of the mistakes. So by 2028, our mistake would have been corrected. We will be back on track. And then 2029, we will show what we have done, and they will have nothing to crow on because they instead of holding our feet to the fire now, and things Ambassador Baka told us he was going to do. Some of the things have not been done, but they're not holding us to that.
What are those things?
Mr. So, I'm not on the quote. I'm not, if you want to, I say I'm the most ridiculous person here on this platform, and I'm not going to sit down here and let you say, Yama, I dress the devil. I put the devil aside, then you want me to come and undress the devil here tonight? What are you thinking? You don't know that I'm a culture person? Why you think they call me the culture ambassador? Mr. So, I'm not going to go through that. All I'm saying to you is that CDC, and this is not the only thing, to be honest with you, there are more big names to be dropped.
Yeah.
And since CDC, we now find out CDC and the propagandist of CDC, the good one, I'm talking about the Flagger J something, the likes of Prince Sherry and the good one, send a letter go what a little will continue to throw them that way. You know, when you take dog hunting, you grew up on the seaside. You know anything about the country business. You're a quick boy. When you're going to do dog hunting, you put pepper in the dog's nose, so that when the dog ready to catch, you don't play around. But when the dog,
I'm getting text message here. I think the animal, the animals, everything they're going to be contacting it as a real animal abuse, man. So
Mister, why you? I'm trying to tell something good here. You coming to come bring animal abuse.
okay.
You think we
Oh,
care for animal abuse? And then I think about catching so I can feed my family. Then they animal abuse. I beg you, man. So when you do that, the dog ready to catch. You don't fool around. But if you don't do that, when the dog go over there, to go after some kind of deer or some kind of I don't call it pumpkin pie or something, the other one go and spread their scent out that stuff. You see the dog chasing it. They all hang out and guys. The other guy one will feeling. Right now, you know the party giving CDC Huawei. He giving CDC Huawei, and CDC will if they're not careful, they will continue to do that Huawei until we will. Why we giving them Huawei? We will correct all of the mistakes that we know are not going to be helpful come
was
2029.
it a smart thing that this president did to have suggested, or was that something that he forecast when we are then were there to say, oh, I was part? Let me bring in Terry Collins, is a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio, and also a strong supporter of President Jose Newman Boakai. So quickly, but let me just send a shout out here to one of our prime time follower, listener, Mrs. Marita Slanga. Today, I believe, was a birthday. I saw the Facebook being on flame. I meant to post something there, but I got a little bit distracted. I do believe that. Mrs. Slanga would say happy to birthday, and I will wish you the best in your new age, strength, and new what more wisdom, and thank you for all what you do for the community. Enjoy your day. I hope my man and pop the champagne and stuff like that.
She is one of the pillar in the Gita community, and we also want to wish her happy birthday, madam, because she's never been left behind. Anything graduate, she's always there to support. She's always there to lend her help. So we really do appreciate her. Thank you, madam Snaga, and happy birthday to you as well.
The old man, he let us step in thing. Where your problem? I always say, you know, you didn't give me chance. Now you just roller skating now, running. Jesus. Tara Collins.
Good evening to everybody.
What a minute. Your boycott people, you're growing. Oh, look at the liberal. Your neck over in. Wow. Are you guys
We are the pay agent. So
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Go wrong with it now. You see what I say? CDC they're gonna hang on that one again while we correcting our mistake. You know, it's very easy to throw CDC off. It's very easy. Yeah.
I think and they don't have a strategy. It's sad, and I don't think the former president himself has been helpful to the president. Where is he? He's missing in action. Where is he? And I think what happens, it created fear in the united parties and people, and the wrath, this hammer of this whole GSC indictment, all of this. When this president announced publicly, thinking that maybe Eugene Nabwe and the other folks people, he's known in the political system. I don't think it was that something to have been in hurry to come and make that sort of quick proclamation. That is said, Joseph Boyka now knows the presidency, the taste, the how beneficial it is to be a president of a country, the things that comes with it, and he was there. They just took in, you didn't even make 2 days, and you come back to say you want a job. So now, what did you decide to do? Okay, we're going to slam this guy with the criminal justice system, you know? And once you go into the criminal justice system, it doesn't mean the act is being committed, but now you are under the radar. You're going to be investigating who is in charge of the judicial system, who appointed the chief justice recently, criminal code ASC. Now, this is where the executive going to sit by, and the judiciary going to flow in. They call in something today, who after 2-3 months, they say, okay, go. And I was told for every time those people appear, it's almost like a $5,000. Yeah, to hire. Those especially when you have these corruption cases and these something that's not a small case. You heard a story with what you say, Ahmed Dwe, former Enfield director, and he sued the government and he thought they were never going to provide free legal services. No, corruption cases and money is come. That's not a small thing. So that what is these people doing. But guys, let's have the conversation. I got a video here that was in March of 2018. A specific day was 2019 when the former first lady spoke at the United Nations. And in the end, she talks about this foundation. Let's see then and the dedications of the foundations and what has happened. Let's play this here and we're going to have a little bit brief conversation on that, guys.
As one of the major vehicles for poverty reduction. And in Liberia, this section is dominated by women. Empowering rural women in agriculture will go a long way towards reducing the economic inequality that currently persists between males and females in our country. While these efforts are being made, we urge women to be aware and take full advantage of laws made to support gender equality. It is time, my distinguished ladies, that we progress from gender equality advocacy in Africa to participation. We must build a culture of competitiveness and take advantage of gender equality laws crafted specifically to increase our participation in politics, society, and the economy. It is time we empower our rural women by giving them land ownership and access to credit, which will increase their agricultural output. It will increase their agricultural output, provide much needed income, and reverse some of the cultural practices that intentionally create gender inequality. We must also promote adolescent female education amongst rural women, and that will provide them with basic reading and writing skills. Access to education is a human right as per the Sustainable Development Goals. Therefore, all females must be educated. This is one of the most effective methods of increasing literacy rate. It also prevents unwanted pregnancies, maintains children in school, reducing poverty, and create the platform for gender equality. In my new role, I intend to dedicate my service to ensuring that we implement the above actions for women's rights, especially for those living in the rural areas. I will also mobilize my husband, His Excellency George Ware, to support us in our fight for women's equality. In collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and all national and international partners, especially UN Women and other United Nations agencies, I will endeavor to amplify the voices of women living in rural areas in order to draw attention to their plight. My dream has always been to advocate for children around the world, and my motto is to bless as many children as God has blessed me. In trying to realize my dream, I have created in 2018 the Clar Hope Foundation, with the purpose of restoring the hope of disadvantaged children, youth, and women through education, health, and other opportunities to better their lives.
So, guys, this journey maritime started from the embryonic stage when they took over, when she assumed the new role as the First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. That was March 19, 2018, when she addressed the United Nations at the United Nations headquarters. I was privileged to be there. So, but here we are today. we are having a different conversation. It's something I'm not sure what I'm going to be right here, but I'm wondering whether the former president really pay attention to this lady, whether she was her input was valid to his political career. I don't see it that way. That's my view. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but she been very consistent, mobilized because they know exactly her husband's popularity, and people in the higher up, usually once you give support, people gonna come in. But I'm not sure whether keen attention was also paid to her. You guys gonna have a conversation, but courtesy of our sister network, this is the unveilings of now the foundations on questions. Let's watch and see.
In the true difference as well. If you look at this end, you will see here it says, "Welcome to Hope. Welcome to the City of Hope." The administration of the Hope Foundation will be at this end, and you also have the City of Hope Academy 2 and City of Hope Academy 1 as well, from where we are transmitting to you from.
Okay, this is a very critical conversation. I don't know what was the SF strategy uh, by her supporters and even the president, especially when you are in the public eye, when allocations is being budgetarily injected into national budget, more or less, it makes it a public uh, establishment. Amos Sawyer did the same thing. You remember the University of Liberia, where one of the places, Amos Sawyer, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not sure whether there was a strategy or it was this narrative CDC were pushing 12 years, loading 12 years, loading 18 years, 15 years, whatever it is that it was said. Here we are now having this conversation. Liberal, let me just bring you. Is this part of what you just talked about? Hey, we're going to slam a criminal justice system on these people, and this conversation going to be here because this president, the former president, came out so quickly, so fast to make declarations of recontesting. I'm wondering if you are just held on in 2 years' time, these actions were being taken today.
Thank you, Mr. So I think you're quite correct from my own perspective, and I could be wrong as well. But I think the fact that he was able to come out publicly, and even his supporters were also beating the drum, I think that was done for two purposes from my perspective. One is to energize his folks, to say, stay engaged. I am running. Second is to let the international community know that indeed his intent is to run. So whatever engagement he had in private life, when he goes to these functions and stuff like that, that in fact those who are going to want to ask that, so whether you're running or not, there's no question asked, and you will know where he stands. However, the fact that that was announced, you are now, and I like that he was being transparent, which is okay. But Liberian politicians and Liberian politics, it's a form of dirty game. They are what I go who it is. They are not sincere. You would think that politician on the other side of the aisle would welcome this and say, okay, we will deal with him from that perspective. But instead, they are now, I believe, they are now using this opportunity to slow them down as much as possible by bringing in this what you might call, which is also legal, bringing the investigation, which is also legal. Now, Mr. So, what I want to say about this investigation is that it is the making of CDC and sedition when they put First Lady establish a budgetary allotment for her specifically. Put her in there to say this is special budget for the first lady. Now, when you do that, the money you put in there doesn't have a different color to say we know it's red. The money coming from government is red. The money coming from the private is blue. There's nothing like that. So the fact that you have established a budget for her, so even if you go out and get blue money, private from public, I mean from people to help you with the foundation, as she stated, the government Republic of Liberia and the people of Liberia need to know that's the form of separating the blue money from the red money, if there's any such thing. And the fact there's nothing like that, CDC and CDC should be happy that perhaps the Unity Party is now taking a hand to say this is what we are, this is what we intend to do. Now, if our member of CDC, we're not going to make noise. We will not plan strategy how to engage this particular train that is coming to our way and want to wreck and want to use that train to wreck our whatever political strategy we have. And you set aside certain group of people in the mountain division who are qualified to address that, and you make it clear to everybody else. Only those that are called to discuss this issue must be the one to discuss it. Any other person who tend to discuss it, you're on your own. And when you do that, you will have also allowed Unity Party to say, okay, let's focus on that. But that is not being done. So Mr. So, I think this is something that Unity Party also have to be very careful. Because if you beat this drum, and this drum is not going to go anywhere, you will find yourself eating crow, so money. And when you eat crow, and if CDC know how to play that game well, the crow eating will be public. And the crow eating, the uptake will look so bad. But knowing who sedition are and knowing who CDC and the way they behave, the Unity Party can even come and eat crow in public. The next day, CDC will come and do something else to erase all of the crow eating of Unity Party. That's how they behave. That's how they do things. So I just want to say here, Mr. So, I hope that will be allowed. I have some paper here that I also want to read. Now, one other interesting thing, Mr. So, and you always accuse me of being.
Hold on 1 second. Which paper are you reading from? From where? From which court?
Mr. So.
I gotta know what you're reading. You can't just
come on.
Listen. Listen. Today is Friday, okay?
All right, okay, you know what? I'll wait until my own show.
Okay, I don't know which judge gave you that paper. You can't just come on my program and start
Mr.
reading.
So, we are talking. I'm not gonna. What do you think? I'm gonna make up story and just read?
I'm asking, what are you reading? So, what are you jittering about?
It's just former First Lady Claude Marie Weir statements, and that's it.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
But I'll read a little. But the point here is this, Mr. So, before you knock me off my good train of thought here, which is that's what you do, and we say okay. But what I want to say here is that Unity Party, when you're going to get involved into bringing these kinds of high-profile cases, you have to make sure you have your duck in roads. You dot your I's, cross your T, because if you don't do that, we will not forgive you. If you don't do that, we're not going to wait for BBC to talk for us. We talk for ourselves now, and we will criticize with respect and responsibility.
I don't see that coming from you. Let me bring in Terry. Let's welcome Wilton Keto. Keto is our senior analyst. Is also a strong supporter to President George Weah. And as repeated here, the action by GOL is a wish hunt. But let me bring in Terry here. First come, first serve. Terry, you listen to all of the conversation here, but let me just add a little bit layer to this here. Now, these investigations, indictment, the other day, LSE came out after the Finabono episode. It's a 440 more names. We are hearing most of those one or the high profile of the former opposition or ruling party CDC. We will wait until official proclamation is made. But let me just ask you, I know investigation and all of these things takes time and it will be within the court frame system to do it. But what happens if these cases are not expedited, if these cases are not treated, and we wait until around the election time and the kind of like kick off? Does that give room to the opposition or to the seditions to say it is a strategy meant to slow down or to sort of kind of put hook on this president, the former president's ambition to seeking re-election? You as a supporter, these are high profile cases. They will be politically charged no matter what we say, how we talk it from the other side. There will be what could be your suggestion or what is your opinion in terms of expediting these cases as far as they can so that we know where we stand before we even get closer to 2029?
Well, thank you again. That's what they do in the legal system. The case go through the legal process, and it depends on the judges as to how they're going to do the case. But I agree that some of these cases need to be expedited and to at least let the process go so everybody can know where we stand. But unfortunately, the court system in Liberia is not like that because there are other built-up court cases that came in before these cases. So those other cases have to be dealt with before you come to these cases. So obviously, it's going to delay at least 1, 2 years. The argument that you're going to put forth and all the kind of thing, people got to go argue, especially when you say I plead not guilty, then the process start. So every time, and all the cases that is on the docket have been scheduled already. Most of the cases that came before this case have been scheduled already for with time frame. So, and unless it involve the Supreme Court, because most of the time the Supreme Court can expedite some of those cases. Unless it goes to the Supreme Court, then before you will see it becoming faster or so.
It
But
has to come from the lower court before Supreme. When you
yeah,
say Supreme Court going to send it back.
I agree. But that's what we're saying now. When they reach a certain level now, if to say, if they want to make it fast, obviously it will end up going to these high profile cases always end up going to the Supreme Court because somebody will tell you tomorrow that they don't agree with SYZ, so they're going to take appeal to the higher court. And that is how it's going to be. That is how it's going to be. And they will send it again. They come back. Other men go for an article of, I don't know what. So different things. But where I want to draw the line here is that we must be able to allow the government to do the job. We got to allow them to do the job.
What do
Nobody
you,
come and
what do you,
babysit.
what do you mean?
The government say that they get evidence to prove in fact, there's no evidence. The criminal code A is only calling the the company that was involved with the construction of the Hope Foundation to bring documents to them so they can see, citing the company and citing the foundation to give us information as to how they derive these things. They have not found anybody guilty. They have not accused anybody. See, these things are already predetermined that they are targeting the first lady. They have already stated that they're going to protest and they're going to do other things that are unnecessary because all of those things they're trying to project have not even come out yet. You see? So we are only speculating from various snippets of gossip and propaganda that is shared on social media. People are making the analytical view from those things, but all of those things probably could not be what the court is looking at. You see? Some of the receipts that we've been seeing probably could not even be what the court is looking at. So why are we jittering? Why can't we give the court the opportunity to carry on the process. Why should people be saying, "Oh, the witch hunting, the witch hunting"? How do you know the witch hunting? It is the court that call for documents to prove certain things. Then you say the witch hunting. So yeah.
Watson Kettle. Good
Yeah,
evening.
thank you.
Welcome. This is like a piece of cloth between the scissors. You're thinking whether you should put the scissor through. You're thinking about holding it back. You hold tearing cleverly, strategically. Well, it is the code. There are some other cases before the code. They will do this, that, that. You hold liberal on the other side, putting the range on the salad here this evening for us to have a desert. But what is the strategy behind your support group or CDC with respect to this? Yesterday was Fina Bono, who is the protocol to the former president, now is the first lady. It puts the president in a position now like, what the hell is going on here? I am being entrapped. And in the focus, I mean, you have a chief of protocol, former chief of protocol, now the first lady. We don't know how this is going to go. Here we are in this year. What do you think is playing out here?
So thank you, Mr. So, and I'd like to say hi to the liberal. Post Thanksgiving, everybody to Pastor Reverend / politician Terry. I'd like to say hi to you. So it's good that the liberal and Terry spoke first. And one thing I know, you following this thing, gotta listen to what people are saying. The president, former President Weah, I mean, he's focused on doing his activity as far as concerned. He's out there um, doing the FIFA work that he was appointed to do, trying to curtail or let's say eradicate racism in the sport, the beautiful game. And so he has been making couple engagement out there in the world. While these things behind him unfolding, he has nothing to hide. He's not jittery. He's focused, and those people involved, they are focused because they got nothing to hide. And like Terry said, because social media amplify things, the government amplifies it on social media, so everybody get triggered and they amplify it too. But if you look at what is unfolding, you know there is nothing there. Like Mr. Toll said, um, he said this government has absolutely nothing to show the Liberian people. This government is performing dismally to the extent that they do not even know their left from their right. So what they're doing is to look for things over that way, stir up conversation so they can distract the opposition from what they are doing or not to have or say on the implementation of their agenda, because they are making zero progress for anything in Liberia. So this is where we are, and Terry alluded to that too. So this government has failed miserably, and in 2 years' time, that they have nothing to show. So they're trying to, just beat up rare meat yet
Is
and
that
put
a
it.
realistic statement to say they
That's
are
what Mr. So said. It's realistic. And Mr. To, you don't the thing about it, you are journalist, put your journalistic hat on. When you speak on this platform, it's like you're defending this government. And I never saw you do that in the previous government. So you have to look at it this way. Is the government
Are you
performing
saying to
on your
or
expectation?
so? Are you saying to or
Mr.
so?
So, Mr. So, I said Mr. So is different from to. The S and the T, they don't sound the same. So even though the two last letters in the same, the S and the T don't sound the same. I don't know how you got the two and so. Like, when something got to go to Green G and find out what's going on. So anyway, this is where we are. All right, this is where we are. When you have a government who has lost focus, who cannot deliver the bread and butter issue to the Liberian people, a government whose rule of law is whack, completely whack. We saw AFL yesterday, AFS soldiers, city police, and the Liberian National Police fighting for keke and bike around the waterside or Gabriel Tucker Bridge area that end, fighting. All right. We saw the breakdown of in law and order in the society. We see the different ministry dysfunction, the dysfunction at its highest. We see the accusing even now the labor ministry of being the Nima County ministry, all kinds of impropriety taking place in this government, and the government cannot work on it to improve the situation. So they have to distract the Liberian people by going for things they know they are biting things they know they can't bite through. And so because they have social media and they have people who will just move and respond immediately, so this is where we are. But people, we are focused. When they bring it up, we'll holler, then we'll come back to basics. We'll discuss the issue, and the issue discussing tonight, the bread and butter issue of the Liberian people, the things that make Liberian people safe, the things that put food on Liberian people table. This is what we're discussing today. And the former president is well. He's doing his duty out there in the international community, making sure he's making the beautiful game safe and equal for everyone.
So I know you was I was trying to follow through here. So you say, well, you strongly believe not asking the questions that were asked yesterday, and so I share the political ideology of Unity Party. Is that something you believe in?
Exactly, Mr. So CEO want to be Unity Party undercover. It's exactly I'm saying here. I'm not mixing my words. I'm not being ridiculous either. I'm trying to watch the liberal, because liberal texted me the last time, said be careful. Mr. Soul is not who he say he is. He's undercover. And I was like, liberal, I push on the side. I push on the side. I can show the text. I can send the text to Mr. Soul so he can put it out there. You know, I can send the text and when we talk. So I know what I'm speaking from.
That I the one would text you in Connecticut. After you ain't got no food to eat. That I the
I'm
one
gonna
would text you.
play the recording. I'm gonna send the
Play,
recording.
play.
And see, you know
That
I
I
will
the
not
one
do. I
would
will not
text you.
even preach that. I know confidentiality. I will not preach it.
That
So,
play when they submarine that ready to pass by you. You don't even know submarine going by you. That I will send you text.
Um,
Okay.
well, I mean, I can stop you, but so now let me ask you: do you think is it a wish hunt to ask this question the government is asking? To say let's look at the book, let's verify. Listen, you are let's visualize, let's make it more or less practical. You are a community leader. Assuming you coming in as a president of the Liberian community of in Connecticut, and you have an outgoing president.
We in trouble.
If they were to ask you, or if you were to ask that president, you just want to know the status of the leadership you are taking over, what is in the coffer, what is what, because I mean, eventually you'll be making reports. Well, if you did that, will you consider that as a wish hunt?
So the first thing, as a very responsible and capable leader, what I would do is I will go and read my books, my turnover notes. I will go and do due diligence to the process. And if I see anything that is fishy, I will call the leadership, the former leadership, and I will question them. And if they can't give me any kind of concrete or information as to what went wrong, I will make it public. Now, in this case, the government has no evidence. The government going to look for evidence. Instead of be silent about looking for evidence, they put it out in the public space. So when you put it out in the public space, you call for public opinion, and then public give their opinion. Then then a laborer come on this show and say they're distracting CDC, they're distracting whoever, they're distracting. No, the government did it intentionally because, like he said, the government wanted people to be distracted from the failed policy, from the hardship they are giving the people in the country, from the lot of deaths that are happening in the country, from so many malpractices that the government is doing. So they use this as a distraction. They know that Mr. Bwaka, President Mr. Bwaka, Joseph Newman Bwaka, has failed miserably in 2 years. And so they have nothing to say. So they're running around looking for these little things that will
You
stir
know, when I
up.
ask you this question, and you say I'm sorry, but I will still ask you. That's part of my job. I ask you. I can ask Liberal. I can ask Terry.
Yeah, ask the question.
Open-ended question. Now, people are listening. When you say the president fails miserably. But you yet to outline to be specific where this failure lies.
I did outline it, except you're not listening to it. So let me outline it again. And when I outline it, I want you to dispute it, because I know you are defending Unity Party now. So let me outline it so you can dispute it. So the president failed in education miserably. Up to now, the university library is not open. This president should be the man who has experience. He graduated from the university or went to university or know about education. So today, the university is not open. The students are agitating. The university is in deplorable condition. All right. Students start to demonstrate on his administration from all different, from treasury school all the way. They're demonstrating in the school. Today, our health system completely messed up. We see people giving birth on the street. They even putting people in jail at JFK. You can't pay money, you're not coming up. They're turning people away from treatment. You understand? So we also see in the security sector, there's a breakdown of law and order. People to carry on or how you call it, vigilante justice in vigilante activity in the country, talking about citizen justice, killing other citizens in public, and government cannot even respond to that. We see police officer brutalizing people. We see police, military, and paramilitary military group fighting each other in the street, putting civilians in harm's way. So you can dispute that. You can tell me I'm lying. You can tell me I'm lying. We see the wanton destruction of people's property, and there's no redress. We see the amount of displaced people in their own country from government actions for breaking people's homes down in the name of constructing roads, and they are homeless. So these are things we see the bread and butter issue. When you take your microphone, I know LPR run on the street before and took the microphone up on the streets in the marketplaces, and people saying it is difficult now than a few years ago. So if I'm lying, you can disprove me wrong, Mr. Soul. These are things that this government came to say they were rescuing. They have failed miserably. So the agenda, agriculture, there's nothing in agriculture right now booming in our country because we still poor. The bread and butter issue still a crisis. The road, they say road was going to be good. All roads will be paved. People still getting stuck in the mud. We saw Yeke Kaluba in different parts of the country showing videos of how deplorable our roads are. So am I lying? Those are visual evidence you saw. So tell me I'm lying. And tell me, I want to ask you if you can justify what is happening under this administration.
And this is why we are having this sort of civil-like conversations, and we just want to draw the contract. Terry.
Yes. So Tabata, what happened here is that I just want to focus on, because the thing Keto told plenty Tabata. I just want to focus on the reason why the foundation is in court, and Keto say the people put it, all the government put it also. Show me which government put it also. The journalists then that to the, how you call it, the Temple of Justice, that seeking for news, they the one reporting the information from the court. The government input anything also. Number one. Number two, the Clamatin is requesting from BMC, not Prawia Foundation. You need to go and read the document. The court is ordering the BMC to provide documentation towards the construction of the foundation. And everybody jumping on, oh, Kawia, the people that there's a vision against a woman did that. No. Clamanti is saying,
Terry,
yeah,
quickly, I know you're going to get back on track. What was the rationale? Do you think there was some sort of suspicion to what was the rationale of in asking for those invoices or all of that? Is there some sort of missing puzzle?
probably there's an investigation for because they cannot indict they cannot indict the former first lady if they don't have information on anything. They cannot confiscate her property if they want to, if they don't have the proper document to link her, before they can go before the grand jury that will put up an indictment. So that means, as it stands right now, Clamartin does not have any document to prove that the foundation over there, huh, was government project. He can't prove it. So that means as we stand, the former first lady stand to be innocent of anything or any allegations. Clamati is asking for the court to subpoena because the court subpoena BMC because apparently Clamati went to BMC, which is the company that constructed the project, to inquire from them concerning documentations in regards to how they constructed the project. So they said they can't get a document. That is the reason why Clamati went to court, so that the court can subpoena them to give them the document. You see it? So that is where we are. This thing have not brought in the first lady to court yet. It have not involved the foundation yet, because there is no prima facie or there is no evidence to show anything before they can even go before a grand jury to argue it, before they can even draw up an indictment. We stay far away from that place here. But that is where now many of these guys, that where they want us to be. We are cowards great and telling them we must go protect that where they want for us to be now. As it stands, the government have nothing on the foundation. From what I'm reading, from what is in the document here. But when Keta said it, we have not done nothing, brother. Even the people in the country, I'm not talking about Yeke Koluba. I'm talking about citizens that travel on the road regularly. They themselves making video. Kana Yeke Koluba is the opposition. Yeke Koluba went to the Yeke Koluba road in one day. If you know that road, that Sano road, because I traveled there before. Sano, you can, if the road is good, you leave Moroya, Cesar Clark, you will enter in Greenville City by maybe 7, 8 o'clock in the night. The distance between Moroya and Sano is almost as the same as the distance from Moroya to Zweju City. So we who know that road, we know it. So for Yeke Kodoba to leave Moroya and enter in Greenville, Sano County the same day, that means that the road was good. So that I can Tabata, you want me to come listen to it? The electricity, the stable current in the country that is running, you don't see it. The citizens in the country, they themselves make their own video to tell you the progress. But yeah, thank you.
The liberal,
Thank you, Mr. So.
the interpretation varies.
Well, yeah, but when Walter Carter was talking his tabata, I meant to interrupt, but then I thought to myself, it is a sedition. When you interrupt them, you give them legs. Because the more they talk, the more people see through, and the more people say you're wasting your time. They got nothing to offer. Now, yeah, you can say Mr. Tool said. What I said here was, this government has made some series of mistakes.
Exactly.
But the good thing is, they have the ability to recognize their mistake and try to correct the mistake. Unlike you and your people, when the mistake was being made, you said nothing here to see. Your finance minister said you are going to take 27 million people, Liberian, out of poverty. He didn't make that correction. He didn't come back to make correction. Mr. Carter, the liberal is speaking now. The liberal is speaking. You don't need to make any kind of objection. When you were talking, we were respectful to you and all of your
I'm
comments. We didn't
respectful,
say
Mr. Tool.
okay,
Mr.
but
Tool, respectful.
but when you stop distracting me, I will let. I don't have to say anything. You come out here and say the government, Mr. Tool, say. These people don't know me. I don't know them. So whatever I say, there's nothing they can do to me. I don't want your friend there. So yeah, I say, because I am in a position, unlike you, Dr. Malley and Mr. So, you have no ground, none whatsoever to stand on to criticize this government. Because whenever you open your mouth, any of you, all three of you, open your mouth to criticize, we will accuse you of being hateful to this government. We will accuse you of being disingenuous in your criticism of this government because you never supported this government, and therefore you will always come out with something that is so ridiculous. But we, on the other hand, we support it. And so when we come to support, when we come to criticize, we are doing so from a position of strength, not of weakness like you guys are. You said here, 2020, when you guys came to power, there will be no spectator. Liberia will not be spectator in their own country. What kind of spectator we got? Look at the kind of building. Y'all able to go back there again, throw that building picture up? The building y'all built. Y'all able to throw it again? Out of a sudden, you went and break down the 9th Street, 12th Street, whatever, 25th Street, whatever street it on, broke it and fix it. Beautiful, beautiful building, by the way. You put this lady, look, all of these things that people are ridiculing CDC and you guys and this lady, this beautiful lady, whom, by the way, if you watch the way she brought her son up, when she ready, she go to the son soccer camp. This woman is a family person. I have video here. When they were doing campaign, she rolled out her jeans pants and put on boots to walk in the mud ahead of the president, former president, ahead of President Weah. She was not walking behind. She was ahead. I have the video. She wanted to know what was happening all over the country so that she would be in good position, whatever help she wants to give. But because you're for the so thief-rate about your less stealing business, you put your poor on the budget so you can take the money and use it for yourself. Not the government. Let Mr. So the liberal is talking. You let them mentor.
No. You be carrying on. You see that one thing.
Mr. So, you allow
Listen, I'm not going to allow this.
Okay, let me finish my point. I know you're feeling.
Hold on. If I come back to you, jot down your point.
No, Mr. So you can let me. I haven't learned yet. Let me learn.
You don't know. It's okay. You'll be okay. Hold forward. I don't release her, please.
This is why you're because I'm hitting your back to back now. You as an undercover sedition are so upset with me now. You're ready to shut me off. So will you please let me learn my point?
You have already learned me. I need to go to Dr. Mali.
Dr. Mali just come in.
Do not argue with the moderator. Your time has been allotted to you. The time is over with me. This is how this rebellion starts in the country. When you tell you, say, hold on, then you say, no, your time not finished. Your time finished. Dr. Mali, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And we got to be mindful not to perpetuate revolution on this platform because that will be a dangerous precedent.
It's not going to happen. I'm not under my watch.
This platform is a peaceful platform with.
I'm the board chair. Who I will overthrow?
Please,
no.
The
CEO I will come and overthrow. I'm the board chair. I'm going to overthrow the CEO. You haven't seen it before? I already got a big title.
You are disrupting, please. Go ahead, Mali. Dr. Mali.
Yeah, I just want to welcome the panelists, and some of the panelists take a long way to go, but we still got to work around them, and because the future of this platform is for Liberia, it's not for us. So our performances on the platform will determine how good managers we will be back home.
Exactly.
So we get a manager that will always raffle the staff and say, I get my way, shutting door and shutting phone off. All the staff want to run away. So I hope we are mindful of that.
All right. This is the liberal on the other side, this person, Keto on the other side. I mean, that's a common thing. I really don't play mind to those things. That's what I do because they are all, it's a power struggle. The liberal don't want to be blamed. Keto don't want to be blamed, so they want to use other people as a scapegoat. But
Walter Carter is completely trying to hide your involvement, your undercover involvement with CDC, and so he comes out and talk all that tabata. But that's not fooling us. We know who you are. That's why you're cutting me off.
Well, that's how you feel. I have no control over your perception, so that's fine. Dr. Mali, Is there a wrong thing for people to call for a verification of your work or you live in office? I don't see it. Or was there any way this thing could have been even avoided
Which
from the
one?
side of CDC?
You talking about Cloud, the former first
Yeah,
lady?
yeah.
Well, I think, as I said the last time, CDC sometimes get a good case, but they try to personalize everything right now. You see, CDC need partisan. They don't need militants. I think that's where the problem is coming from. They're approaching a lot of things from the militant point, and we don't have room or space for this anymore. The former First Lady, Her Excellency, Claudia, this is a very decent mother. I really admire her. I admire her innovation. But if for any reason the former First Lady were on our budget, taxpayer money, you are subject to audit if the government want to audit you. Yes. And the former First Lady have been on our budget three or four occasions.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you took government money and mix it up with donor money, that's a problem. Because the problem here is now, in as much I really appreciate what she's doing, equally so we need to put our feet down as a government to do the right thing. You see? So the question now is, the whole village, if government money is inside, we want to know. If she got the donor money from outside because of her title. If she was just Claudia, and that First Lady not there, she was not going to get 1 cent from outside. She got that money because of the title. Now the money is in now, and maybe there's something going wrong, and the government want to look into it. If she got nothing to hide, she would have just presented her financial statement to the government and keep the thing quiet. Or even if the government is taking this thing, the government say, okay, government money is in this thing here, we can't trace this money. Most of this thing will end up again to the finance minister because he was a top expert in our country there. He was the financial Socrates. Anything he said, Joe, we have to say, all right. All right. So my suggestion here would be, all right, we'll go through it and let's assume that government money was inside and her own personal donation was inside. Government say, okay, we are taking this thing back. The government can reappoint her to be the manager for that project. Yes, to carry on the good work she's been doing, and government pay her. And at the same time, we can fire her when we want to. This is where I will come from with this whole thing. Because now, sedition have personalized this thing here. They have poisoned the whole water instead of looking at the merit of this case, they're looking at the demerit of this case. You see? So this is where I would really come from if for any reason, because a lot of people have got project down there. All right. But putting this woman in the budget, do we have laws that say the First Lady can have a budget? I don't know. I don't know about that. You see? Because the First Lady is not an elected office. Why should it carry $7 million? For what? You see? But I like her initiative. So if we find out government money in it, as a government, we take the project as a government project and appoint her as a manager to run the project, and we pay her. And anytime there's a problem, we want to fire her, we can fire her. This would be my suggestion. Oh, yes. Rather than taking it from her and finding a new administrator, I mean, we are human beings, man. We get feelings. So it's like, this is what I would like to do if I were in charge.
Keta is frozen. Keta, so I'm wondering here if the initiative by the First Lady, if it has started during the time the president was in the Senate, do you think there will be a different conversation as compared to what we're having now?
So if you go back to the First Lady video, that many videos circulating around, this thing did not start during the presidency. The Claudia Foundation started way back. Go back to a lot of videos.
What
So
is
let me get some information.
I ask you a specific question. Where is the timeline for the way back?
The CDC, you
Okay.
gotta answer that question.
Okay, it started at least probably around 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. At the time, she said, according to her, that she never had, the platform to be able to execute most of what she wanted to do. So when she became first lady, she used the proximity of her husband influence outside, among presidents, among his former professional soccer players and all that, to raise money to carry on this project. And Mr. Mali says something here, right? Mr. Mali says something here. If they allocated money for her office, that became a legal document under our constitution because it was sent to the Senate, it was approved. I'm saying if what he said is true, it was approved, it was deliberated upon through our Senate, our House of our legislator, and it was sent back approved. My own concern is what they are saying here. If some of that money that were allocated for her office was taken to construct the foundation, then they can do the investigation. But they are not saying what she's saying.
Well,
is
how would they
not
know?
okay.
Is
So
the investigation will determine that. So
okay, so this is where we are. And this, if you listen, that's why I say we must be doing due diligence to the process. We should not just paintbrush. Everybody coming on making their own decision, making accusation, counter accusation here and there about the whole issue that going on. If you listen to Sidisha, if you even listen to the principal involved, Claudia says she open to transparency. She open to investigation. She got nothing to hide. The president said they got nothing to hide. People in CDC, in the higher up, say they got nothing to hide. They encourage the government to do the audit or the investigation. Other people having different feelings about it because the government didn't act maturely. They put it in the public space. When you put things in public space, such as this, people got feelings, people got emotion, or they get attachment to individuals who are in question. They're going to express themselves in ways that it will sound different in the liberal ear, will sound different in the doctor ear, and even the undercover United Party host CEO right here will sound different in his ear. So this is where we are. You understand? And at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say, Mr. Marley Jones, Dr. Jones, you're distracting the independent here. so this is where we are.
You want them?
So Mr. So is not independent anymore.
Mr. To, stay in your liberal corner, wannabe celebrity. Stay right there. So no, on a serious note, right? So everybody embrace the auditing, right? It's good you can audit because money was allotted through the president office to the first lady office. That money could be audited. They could go and get some, people to investigate whether that money was used for the internal purpose. Whether she said she was traveling, she didn't travel, she took the money and built a resort in Jamaica as people were claiming. All right. But the money that was raised, the money that was donated for that project was donated for the project. It was money.
How do we know?
And you guys can do your investigation now.
That's what we are having. You see, you try.
But I just said, there's nobody objecting to investigation. What we're saying here, the government intentionally put it in the public space. When you put it in the public space, this is a hot political terrain. Mr.
Toll, I don't know. Listen, you see, let's have this honest conversation. Let's not get in the field. I come and you can call me whatever. I call people CDC, you pay, so you calling me is not anything. But the fact of the matter here, you came to power and you decided to wave a white flag. Joseph Boyka and his wife were also in charge of the group of 72nd, which is under the supervision for the president or vice president to manage for the disabled people. What are your eyes saying? You don't understand? Fine. But the fight, and you have alluded that money, taxpayer money, were put into that for that. Don't you think if she said with the husband popularity, whether it was her own foundation. So do you think that building should technically be for her? How do
So
we know that
let me
was
draw the contrast. Let me draw the contrast here. She has all right to use the popularity of her husband,
yes,
her status as first lady, to carry on her foundation, and the foundation live after she leave the presidency. She continued to run her foundation. They got Michelle Obama still run reach higher for something education among young girls. Laura Bush still run her organization. Those organizations are still being run by those people who carry on the former first lady of this country. You will be in office, you can establish it, and you can run it when you leave office. It still goes with you.
Let he finish. Always, yeah.
It still goes with you. And I got something right here, and I just want to see. Okay, Michelle Obama, they call it Reach for Higher Initiative, focus on education and college access. They got Eleanor Roosevelt Veld Kills is a project supported for rural women, promote human rights. Laura Bush Foundation for the Americans Libraries, support literacy, and the whole. They still run those things. Their name's still on it, and they run it. Even if they die, they got people there. They got board of directors that still run those organizations. While they were in office, they established it. When they left, it's still there. It hasn't changed. Now, what I'm saying here is, if the Liberian government is saying because Claudia office, her office staff will pay through the presidency, her flight, her travel abroad will pay through the presidency, and they want to think that money that was supposed to be used to pay her staff, it was diverted to building the Hope Foundation. They can go and investigate that. Nobody's saying no, don't investigate. What I'm saying, they put it in the public space. When you put these things in the public space, the people will discuss it the way they see fit. Now, people see that it's witch hunt. Why go after Claudia when you got Joseph Walker being $10 million presidential palace or whatever in FOIA, and nobody can tell you what it's about? One person says, one government official said it's Monterey. Monterey came and said, Allah, we ain't bidding nothing there. That's something for the government, like for you people here to sit and say, how the president can lie that day? Why people don't say they think Monterey come and say no, it's not for all. And another group say a presidential project. Then they come and say no, it's not presidential project. That's what you're supposed to be pushing now.
Okay, Keta, we have had this sort of conversation before, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Very seditious political pundits that on these networks go on different networks. They are easily distracted, and they are distracted. They do not have a coherent message. They do not have a strategy as a real opposition, try to be a real challenger to make the case. So they go to these places, and people just water things down, water them with stuff, and they flow with it, and they can't be able to make it. Let me bring in Akwe. Akwe, good evening. Good to be here.
Yeah, good evening. I mean, Mr. So, and good evening, everyone. And let me just say exactly why is it, that maybe that I came today. Again, like many of you will say this, and Kettle and the CDC told the world that the United Party government led the country for 12 years, and according to them, the government was very much corrupt. Yet, we are graded the very United Party be on 80%. But then when they keep the power, the guys refuse. Why is he shaking his head? I don't know. We are rated than 80%. We are rated than 80%, or give them a B. But then when they keep the power, they refuse to ask some questions. How money was spent. But then when people begin to ask them some questions as to how they acquire some wealth, then they say then it becomes a witch hunt. You and I sat right here and we listened to the chair of the CDC at the time, Moba Malou, when he made it very clear. Those audio recordings are still available. Mr. Ketchup, go there and try to search it. He said, when we are leave the country and go abroad to solicit funds. When he come back, he uses the money on himself and the rest of it. Go there and watch it. Why would these guys sit there and let Mr. So you just said it very clearly. They go from one network to another network and they have distorted information. The lady was asked in the lady's own words. She made it very clear. She told the people that when her husband leave the country, he solicits some funds for the foundation. So is it wrong for the asset team to begin asking some questions? How are you getting the money to build this thing? When these people were almost dead poor before they came to power. So I see no reasons and nothing wrong with the team asking or wanting to know how certain work was really created or acquired. So
Thank you so much. Let me go to Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali, I know you were trying to come in here, but it will be a difficult thing. People on the other side, they will not see it. And so sometimes when you ask these questions, they get more uncomfortable with it and they kind of throw their paintbrush at you and define who you are, but that's not going to deter us.
Yeah, what I wanted to say here is that senior panelist Keto supposed to know by now. His Excellency President Joseph Boakai, he doesn't believe in Kumu Jumuku. He doesn't believe in that. So the issue of Clawia, it should not be a society issue to be discussed behind closed door. It involves taxpayer money. We all need to know. That's the first correction. And secondly, I've been doing research on most of the first lady in the United States of America. There ain't nowhere they were ever on government payroll. Not at all. I have not seen it. I stand to be corrected. I have not seen Michelle Obama being on the people on the American payroll, Laura Bush. Not at all. The issue of cloud we are getting on the Liberian people payroll is abuse of power. It should have never even happened.
That's
Not at all.
Nobody advised on that.
It should have even never happened. These are some of the abuses of power we're talking about. Now she took this money and get other donor money inside. Now she caught in the web. Mr. Keto, you just had a 10-minute video all over Liberia. You were so annoyed, you called this thing witch hunt. Today you change your tune. We can't be operating like this. All right? And I ask you a few questions. Claudia have done well. But this is a government. It has to play when it comes to rule and regulation, then you try to make comparison. No, you can't make comparison. The cases are different. They have different merit, and other are demerited. You got to look at the fact. All right? For me, I don't see the thing as witch hunt. If the money is inside, Claudia have been on the government budget 3 or 4 times now. The last one I can remember, one of them I can remember, 7 million. A first lady, unelected, 7 million. That was an abuse of power. Yes. So I want to reiterate, if we found out that 2 minutes went wrong, it should be government project, and we should appoint her to manage it, and we pay her, and when we're not satisfied, and we can fire her. Thank you.
Deliver.
Mr. So, since we're about ready to close, let me be ridiculous here this evening, since I'm well known for that. Let me ask this question here. The president was elected president of the Republic of Liberia, former President Weah. When he go out of the country and beg people to give him money, unless the money was loaned to the Republic of Liberia, whatever money he gave for him, how you want to use it, now your business. Now, You want to tell me if you go to Italy and tell the shoemaker in Italy, say I like our shoe, they get you the shoe, you will order him for the shoe? Now what wrong with yourself? What kind of business is this? The only thing you're gonna say here that will be a little bit credible is that the fact that they put her on the budget, give her budget. Let her explain. How did you manage your budget? What did you use for this money that we gave you in the budget? But for them to come and say the president, because the president was elected, and so when he went outside, he was using Liberian people knee. I hear too myself when I was playing football. When President we are playing people, I was coaching high school. They were giving me pusawa because I know President we are going to come and order me now because I was eating pusawa in his knee. What kind of ridiculous business is that we on here? This is something that's going to be way above this government and President Baka. Let them find something to do. They got build good road and things like that. They got $22 million that we can't even come for that they can't come about. Now, Mr. Soul, now that I've been ridiculous, let me be a little bit serious on this here. Look, to be honest with you, Unity Party needs to be careful with this. If they are not careful, let me read this here now that I have the opportunity. So throughout her life in Liberia, before, during, and after her service as First Lady, Mr. Weah has been guided by an unwavering commitment to uplift Liberian children, empower vulnerable community, and contribute meaningfully to the nation she proudly considers her home. The foundation said it is troubling that her long-standing humanitarian efforts are now being overshadowed by unfounding insinuations seemingly rooted in disbelief that one who invest substantial personal resource for the betterment of others. Mr. So, and that's not all. Let me say this again. There are videos out there during the 2017 election when she was at the front of the party that was campaigning, including her husband. She was never at the back. She was always at the front, making sure that she goes through all over Liberia.
Your own order coming to, okay?
You can bring it on. Okay? So this lady is quite versed with the Liberian people's situation. You can ask to say CDC, your brother's thing on yourself by putting her on the budget. But to say the president brought Kisali from Italy, how you eat a Kisali? I mean, President, we are saying, Madam Clark, we are now what that question you got, you'll go sue me. We'll talk about it.
Nothing wrong with that. Terry, look, I don't know how this can be avoided.
Judge Dr. Toto, this is a liberal. I am evolving. I don't stick one place. I change.
Hello. So, Terry, so but before I go to Terry, Keto, is this a personal initiative or what? Is that how it was perceived to be?
So the All First Lady Project Foundation, right, is a personal initiative of the First Lady office. She goes out and go to and define First Lady initiative or project. She goes out, the First Lady goes out and solicit funds from everywhere. They can even stay within the country and solicit funds from businesses, from people who work in government, through any kind of means that they can collect money from and carry on the initiative. What the Liberian people don't understand, this is the first active First Lady that have made immense contribution towards, towards our society in ways that is unbelievable. And another thing, the propaganda from yesterday, but she's not being a Liberian. She was taking the Liberian poor money and carrying it to Jamaica to build Jamaica. All these things playing in straight in the Unity Party book here, and they have been blinded. They have been, and that's why I ask myself.
This is where your seriously
Mr. Toe, I heard this on. I heard this on.
We've been on this show for almost 2 hours. None of us here have mentioned that. Now you're
No,
gonna
not
inject
yet,
that
Mr.
into-
Toe.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
don't
yet. I said
inject
I
it.
heard it
No,
on.
stick
Why
with
are
it.
you
Stick with it.
hold
Subject
responsible of
no,
other
no.
people?
Exactly.
Why
No,
you
Stick with
but
the
holding you
subject matter here.
responsible. I'm just
Stick with
saying.
the subject
You're speaking
matter
in general,
here.
right?
No,
You're
Yeah,
speaking in
stick with
general.
the subject matter
okay,
here.
liberal,
When you
yeah,
said
This
when you
is very
liberal,
ridiculous.
liberal, when you said liberal.
Yeah.
We don't have two moderators here. If the tech is
Yeah.
still working, please slow down.
Yeah.
Let me
So
ask
What Turkey got to do with this thing here?
you had a turkey holiday, you fulfill your children to come home. But Keto,
yes.
no, is it fair to kind of really to verify because public fund was incited into the if that was something of our own initiative, because there also a provision, I'm not sure whether that going to even allow her to do that. So,
So I wanna
if she wants to claim what ownership to this whole thing here,
so first of all, let me
public money being set into it.
let me correct the mistake you just put out here. The deception, because I see you trying to play deception here. Public funds were not put into this.
Where evidence?
Public funds were not put into this, meaning public funds were not put into for. But how Mr. Toe know that he's saying public funds are put into how
No,
Mr.
because
Toe
she was placed on the national budget.
Yes.
No. That's a difference.
What do we don't know?
That's a
You
Mr.
know the
Toe.
color. You know the
Mr.
color the
You
national budget
disturbing
give
me,
us.
Mr. Toe.
No,
You
you
be
can't
disturbing
do those
Mr. Toe.
kinds of
You
stuff.
no. There's
We're
two
not
separate
stupid
things you're
here.
doing here. The public funds was allocated for her office, the first lady office.
How would we
First
know
lady
that
foundation.
she didn't use the public
No,
fund to build that thing?
Liberal will not
You don't
accept
know.
that. So quickly, I want to go to Terry. So, meaning, let me just do a little bit follow through here to go to Terry. So, but do you agree that there was a figure? There was she had a budgetary allocation, national.
Well, through the presidency, yes, she had a money allotted to her office, and it's legal. It's legal for the first lady to travel, for the first lady to pay her staffer. There are monies there.
So, meaning whatever fund that was allotted, it wasn't used for this purpose. Is that what you're saying?
It wasn't used until they can establish that. But how do you know?
Do you know
it was
yeah,
used?
but this is now they are coming because they call into question. That's part of the verification, and they want to know.
The verification they're calling into is to find out. This the thing. I look at quickly. Then they come here with distortion and dishonesty on this show. You come here and say, President, we agree. Ellen Johnson selling 80%, and that's a complete lie because he said it was a specific question I will ask him. He said insecurity. He said he grade her 80% insecurity for keeping the peace of the country. He didn't grade her holistically for the question was asked. Go back to the tape.
Okay, let me ask you one question. Do you not say?
I don't want your question.
All right, hold on. Let me go to Terry. Thank you so much. Terry, let me go to you. We're already out of time here. We got 1 minute to go. Terry,
Let me squeeze cut a little bit.
No, we have to ask your question there. No, yeah, hold on. When Terry spinning, when we're spinning, you can use your 1 minute to ask that.
Yeah, I will use my time to answer that question. Yeah.
When you answer it, fine. If he doesn't,
you're not on witness stand.
You're adopted liberal now. You're not on witness stand. Look, man. Look, Terry.
Yeah.
How do we explain this thing for people to? Because it's just going to be a toxic. It's a toxic conversation already. How do we explain? And I hope this investigation tool that the government, people do this, they must be prepared to expedite and execute this investigation to be completed comprehensively. Because if they don't do that, and there's a ploy being created to delay it, of course, they are political case. Whatever people do, people are going to stay put that spin on it because you people that wait on Keta, you will not explain anything. Even if the judge comes down with a decision tomorrow, he will still find a twist. He will still find a way around it.
Yeah, actually, first of all, Keto lied. Former Michelle Obama never established a foundation while her husband was in office. That was a blatant lie. Another one again is that Claudia established the foundation in 2018 when her husband was president. while in
Thank you.
office. Go and check it out. It's there. Clear. It's on the internet for everybody. It's a public record. And the video you play here, when we started the program, Claudia herself admitted in the video that she started the foundation 2018, and by which time her husband was president. The budget of the former first lady is under the Minister of State. It was in the under the Minister of State budget allocated for her. And here is the thing here. We come on the radio every now and then and talk about corruption. The government should persecute corrupt people, blah, 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 blah. But when the time comes now for the government to take action on corrupt people, we say that witch hunt. We say the government playing politics. So my advice to JMB, my recommendation, Steve, my recommendation to Net, to JMB, your own. The Liberian people, they're not serious, oh. They're not serious. They don't want for corruption. They're not prepared for corruption. They don't pretend. So you're my eat. That's my own.
They must steal.
Yeah, they must steal. Because the people are taking action.
Yeah, Mr. So start playing that.
Yeah, let him play it. Let everybody play it. I'm telling you, I recommend it to JMB tonight.
So hold on.
Do not mind these people. You get the opportunity, you want your own, you eat it.
Oh,
because
really?
yes,
hold on one
because
second.
you guys are saying that the government is supposed to pamper the first lady because she first lady, she former president wife, so she should not give account because she built foundation. She should not give account of government money that was spent to her, honor her. She shouldn't give account. The government shouldn't call her. So then why are we here? Why are we beating everybody in the government for stealing? Then we just lying.
I'll use my 1 minute to ask that question.
So as a result, I gave my papa the go ahead to steal and eat no money.
Is that biblical? Is that biblical?
Yeah, it's biblical. It's in my own biblical record. I read it today in my own biblical book that JMB should steal and he should eat the country money very well because at the end of the day,
but
the people will say.
I think JLB took this counsel from you. That's why when
he took it from me. He took it from me. He took it from me. And I'm encouraging him to steal because you're not serious. You're the Liberian people, you're not serious. The people persecuting the people for what is wrong. Y'all say no, they shouldn't do it. The president shouldn't go after, he shouldn't, the court should not call people to give account. The court did not say, Clark, we have stole money.
No.
The court have not accused anybody. The court said the company that constructed the foundation should bring information in regards to how they got the money, the receipts, and other things. And people jumping around, they coming for the fight, they blah blah blah, get all them all jump. Look, Liberian people not serious. Myself, I tired now on social media talking plenty for government, all the kind of things. I go in later myself, not be coming on. JMB, Steve, come on. In my book,
Terry,
I recorded it.
Okay, Terry, let me take back my statement. Withdraw your statement. Let me take back my statement to say, whoever,
yeah, but because there's no need to persecute anybody in Liberia. Just go sit down and thank God that everybody should. Because in Liberia, the moment you start persecuting somebody will jump from in the corner. Oh, the people wish hunting that my relative there and blah blah blah. But meanwhile, we on the internet every day. The government stealing, the people stealing, the people stealing. They should test them. The people stealing. I bet you now, JMB leave power today. If JMB leave power today, the next government can't empower that we are government to persecute, everybody will start crying. So my own is JMB, your own, my papa, your own. I'll give you the order, your own.
Okay,
good thing they don't know you. Good thing they don't know you. You don't know them.
Thank you. They don't know me. I don't know.
They're listening to you. Okay, we're only line here, but we have 5 minutes to go. We're already out of time because I've seen people comment.
Yeah, Mr. So can I just squeeze in 30 seconds?
Go. You're not here again.
Let's
I will join you later, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we're wrapping up now.
That man will still give him a question.
I'm not sure what I kept talking about. Yeah, Dr. Jones, go ahead with a closing statement. That's okay.
Well, I think we're now beginning to see the
So
true
I'm here.
color.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I think we're now beginning to see the true color of this whole liberal wagon now. Now they've been telling us, they've been deceiving His Excellency President Joseph Boakai all along. Now they are encouraging him to dump the country through corruption. That's very strange. Very, very strange. So all the long rope on the platform, there were any tonight. Oh my God. For Rescue 2, supported by Rescue 1. I know where His Excellency he feeling so uncomfortable, I'm telling you. But anyway, it's about time for His Excellency to put his feet down. The project has to be turned over to government. Government money is in it. And if Her Excellency, for a lady, she doesn't like it, well, she got to decide what to do. But it has to be turned over to government. It's government money and it's government project. And she receives so many millions of dollars in our country there. And she got to be transparent. She got to be accountable. So the order should go ahead. And if it is proven that some of the money are conspicuously missing, she and her husband should pay back. She should be turned over to the justice system and be processed according to our justice system. And she found guilty. If we get law for her to go to jail, she go to jail. Yes, this Obaka got to put his feet down. This time now, if we can't fight the corruption, we got to fight around it. And that fighting around it, I one of them there. And Joseph Baka will have to set this precedent. Right? 7 million for a lady unelected. That's abuse of power. And the former for a lady should be here accountable. And if she found guilty, the law should take echoes. Thank you.
All right. Let me go to Dr. Toto for his comment, and then we guys can wrap up. Dr. Toto, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, CEO.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, CEO. And let me greet the gentleman in studio. But my disappointment tonight.
Is a progressive winter in the president of Ghost Tea?
Yeah, I'm disappointed in Lpr tonight.
CEO, you gotta keep playing that thing.
The kind of job that all river ball. And then to come and support internet. Nobody which country club we are. You know, Sidisha going to get that feeling. If you see some of the posts, I think for one of them, or Kev Hassan calling for the Akosobo talk, will soon be here in Nigeria. In the government, that's a raw Clawia project. Can you imagine? Yeah. You know, to make the type of statement. The government wish all they want to just get some clarity how that project was built. Where the funding came for. But Sidisha, like we don't get that in order, jumping around, making a look at the which country plan we are, and they want to take a project for. If you show proof that that project was built on our own resources or own sweat, no problem. But show the proof, that's what the government want. Then Labour coming from there to agree with Widow Kete, Ken Hassan, and Akara Moses Grader to see another Akosomo will be coming pretty soon. Now, I'm disappointed, to be frank.
Oh, in the Liberal?
Yeah, disappointed in Liberal.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
The Liberal may tell me to be frustrated to the better type of thing that I don't tell you to try it in there for the show.
No, but the one we already getting our archive. Terry, the pastor called for stealing in government.
Terry will try his in there. The Liberal may tell me to be that in there.
Well, I don't know. You want me to take that video down? You call me.
But Terry not the first person to say that. The president said it. The president said you're Steve, but you share among the people.
There you go. Okay, let's hear Karen quickly. Karen, let's hear you.
Hey, see you, how you doing?
Remember, are you disappointed in the Liberal too?
I will call for order in getting you got to order the boat here.
Huh?
You got to order the boat here.
Oh. I hear you, Google crying. What is that?
You need to order the boat here because the second the boat here make a man my son here. I'm highly disappointed in that boat here tonight.
Oh.
You need to order
Oh my God.
You need to order it and bring it in. You gotta call the boy out tonight so you can start the order committee, to order the boat here.
Okay. If you found guilty, what would you do?
The decision is you. You the CEO, I can't make the decision for you.
But yeah. I will call you for advice. Go ahead.
When my disappointment last tonight is that in the fight later receipt of money from the government and invested our money into that project, and the CDC are coming out to say that the money that the woman received is not a government money. I don't think they are fair to the country because the money that she used in that to get our project is a taxpayer money. Besides that, see what they are keeping behind the identical project because that grants is ultimately we are in. And the thing that CDC getting played quality way on the Facebook, this and that. When we catch up with them, watch it here, I'm telling you. The name is Timothy we are playing the international soccer today. Timothy we are want to see a name in the public concerning thing like this or corruption, no. So if the money that the woman received, the money she used it for different purpose was not our project. Then they bring the document because the government only asking the company of the clinical foundation to come out to tell them what were the processes again that they went through to build their foundation. And they are leaving it all. They are saying that all the people going after the fine lady. The fine lady, if she used it like your money, she should bring it back or she should get the project back to the government. To me, it's a taxpayer money. Once you use the taxpayer money to that project, then it should be able to send our project back to the government, that the government will be able to manage that project. If the government decided to keep you there to manage the project, in the mean of the government, a legal agreement should be between the fund lady and the government. That she will not use our country money that the way she brought our product. In our country, they loot our dollar and goes in our country. At the end of the day, nobody definitely can go after them. We don't want to see that happening. So they put a writing in place that she use the taxpayer money, she should get the money back or she should get the property back to the government that will be used by the Liberian people. Thank you for the show. See you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, guys, let's wrap up for the night. Thank you guys so much here. Who Mali don't Akwe, let's hear your
it was me.
Okay, so yeah, so let me just do my own real quick. And
okay, go ahead. Yeah.
In mind, I will ask Keta. We long decry the issue of stealing and corruption, and we all usually say that it is the issue of corruption that continue to hold the country at the hindmost. Set the country behind. And years back, and you and I know too well how our country, when it comes to GDP, was somehow compared to some of the wealthier nations across the world today. But where did we go wrong? All has to do with the issue of corruption. So when you have a government coming in to begin to ask some questions, and I'm being very careful on my choice of word, ask some questions on how you acquire this particular property. I want to wish that the city of Hope and owned by Clark Weir, reportedly owned by Clark Weir, shall have been built at the time when George Weir was the $80 million man when he won the Ballon d'Or. So, we see a number of smoking guns attached to this thing. This thing or these structures were built when Weir was president. And you and I also know budgetary allocation to the office of the First Lady. When Joa Howard Taylor was First Lady, There was a school built there in the Crouton. Today, you know what she did? They made our school a government school. Joe Howard Taylor is not there to say, oh, I'm going to run this school. No, because she knows too well that it came from taxpayer. So I think we should all be fighting the issue of corruption, and we should heal our government when our government is standing strong in tackling the issue of corruption. And to you, Keta, let me just put it to you. How do you, just in 5 seconds, how do you rate the Unity Party leadership for 12 years when it comes to the issue of corruption?
All right, Keta, your closing statement for going to the Liberal.
Yeah, I hope you might answer that question. How do you rate the Unity Party 12 years leadership when it comes to the issue of corruption? You, Keta, and the CDC. The world will be watching and listening.
Yeah,
Can I
answer you now?
Yes.
The Unity Party is the worst in the history of our country for the past 12 years. The first 12 years, the worst ever. Complete rotten, what they call corruption by excellence. It was the Unity Party. So
but you had leadership for 6 years.
Man, you asked me to answer. No, we're having dialogue. You asked me to answer your question.
We gotta go.
You had leadership for 6 years, and the guys of corrupt, you did nothing.
You asked me to answer a question. I answered it. We're having dialogue.
Answer it now. Let's move forward. Go make a statement. Go ahead.
So yeah, this the thing here. There's a budget out there, and Terry said it here, that the First Lady office got money through the President office, through the state, the Minister of State or the Ministry of State. And that's the line. Even today, Katuma Bwaka is getting her own money to support her office. Those money came through. That's the budget line that people talk about. Whether that money was taken and diverted to the Claudia Foundation, we don't know. But what we do know is Claudia went out. She advocated, she lobbied, she solicited money from outside and from inside to construct that facility and empower our young girls. This is
good information.
Mr. Akwo, we not you finished. You said now you corrupt. Your government is corrupt. As the corruption from the 12 years and jump over to President to this government is beyond our imagination. So don't even talk. Just sit down here.
But you came in power for 6 years.
You can't. Okay, we can't do that. We can't. You let him make his statement. You're asking. He answer your question. You know, let he. I can't go ahead quickly. We gotta wrap up.
We gotta wrap up. So by excellent, let me tell you, Claudia, what we do not know, and we're trying to fish in here and there, is to see if the monies that were passed through the state, the presidential office, was diverted to her foundation. No, and I'm telling you categorically, no. You can have other or statement, or you can have other evidence to bring your evidence you have. As of now, what we do know is they don't have anything. Terry said it right. The government don't have any evidence, so the government is fishing to see whether there were mass fishing or misfishing or whatever practice by Claudia. What we do know, and it's a fact, and everybody on the platform know that she went out. Her husband also went out, and they were lobbying for her foundation to be established. And it was established. It was built. We are seeing girls are being benefited. She are not taking money from those girls, and she educating our girls that Unity Party brought war in our country and made our girls orphans. Unity Party made them perilous.
Mr. So,
let's go home.
Mr. So, I have a bad night. This night is not a good night.
If you're a man, then confess.
Yeah. If Clarence David were asked the CEO to audit the budget, then the night was not good for me at all.
No.
But on a very serious note, let me just say this here. You know, sometimes we come on these platforms and then we tend to make statements. But this is another eye opener for me tonight. I first of all apologize to Terry. To getting in this position to make such a statement that is not of his.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Can I finish?
Are you kidding me,
Mr. So?
Terry
Mr.
jump in your
So,
feelings, then you come and
Mr.
apologize
So, will
on
you,
public
will you,
radio.
will,
Mr.
Mr.
So, the
So,
show is over.
Mr.
He
So,
giving the liberal chance
Mr.
to come
So,
here and talk
are
to
you
No,
the
gonna,
matter.
he closing his questions.
Mr. So, are you
Oh, okay.
gonna
I
talk to
take it
these
back. I
two?
take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I'll tell you what, finish closing. Go
There
ahead.
are
Now,
people there. There are people.
now, Terry is calling. We know he's a man of God. He's not going to advocate for anybody to steal. I think the statement that I made got him so agitated to the point that he went and made that statement. Terrorists, if you're listening to me, the statement I thought you and Clarence David would have recognized before, because before making that statement, I said I was going to be ridiculous.
It's
But
late.
apparently that part of it went over your head. It was not intended to agitate you or agitate anybody. Dr. Toto, we will take our statement back. The government has to.
You're not
Dr.
taking it back.
Malley, Dr. Malley,
No, you're not taking it back. We already get on record.
If you can put on record, who cares? Dr. Toto,
Are you saying, yeah, what you said was that?
Dr. Toto, the liberal is still on the side of making sure things are done correctly. So,
Okay, thank you so
Mr.
much.
So,
Folks,
thank you very much for the show.
Yeah, hold
Beautiful
on.
show, man. Beautiful show.
But to the listening viewer, this has been the argument all along with Dr. Malley and myself. These people.
GBC, I made this up here.
This is a complete embarrassment. I mean, his entire base deserted him tonight. The Clarence Davis can call for audit. Dr. Toto said no, and he allowed the pastor to sing.
And you can worry my trouble. Can ask me question about.
Oh yeah, but I mean, all along, the politicians have been saying that the United Party 12 years of leadership was marked by corruption. But then you fail to prosecute them. You fail to take them to court. You fail to ask them some questions.
Good night to all of you. We will be back here on Monday, and we will have a beautiful show. Terry will be here with me as usual, and we will.
You sure Terry will come?
Of course, Terry will be here.
So I think,
deserve me.
Let's listen to this song here. The pastor made a chilling revelation here tonight, calling on the president to speak. Wow.
I'm telling you.
No, I think that this was. You know this song here, Dr. Malley? Deborah, you want to interpret this song?
How you expect Fire Baka to interpret any crown song?
Come on, do it for the good of the people. You know the meaning of this song.
He said no.
All right, guys, you're good there. Have a pleasant evening.
Okay.
That happened when the town owner broke the law. Then things falls apart and the central can no longer have a pleasant night. Bye-bye.
I hold the pastor not practicing corruption in your own church.
How you made that kind of statement, Dr. Malley?
No, Terrence, you know, Terrence.
Malley, how you made that kind of
congregation? So what are the
No. I mean, Terrence is a cool guy.
You know who he is. You know
very cool.
The thing is,
Dr. Malley, you're speaking as though you never get frustrated before.
Terry to our audience.
He said you Liberians are not serious. That was the premise.
So yeah, and the thing is, what's going on can frustrate anybody for that matter. People say that and people are corrupt. People stole this. But then when you try to ask some questions, then they say, "Oh, which one?"
No, but you know what? We don't want to really get this conversation. But this is where the tolerance comes in. Is CDC is just CDC on their own. But for he to sit down, I don't know, and the old man drinking and and everybody.
But
That what happened. You don't listen. I told Terry, do not follow the old man Samson told you, but he don't listen to me. See what Samson told you to him.
How can Terry be a credible person when he cannot hold
He said,
Joseph
Amuda won't die.
No, don't say that, Keto. Keto, don't say that.
Yeah, bye-bye.
He's not credible. The liberals are not credible because you know, and even the doctor not credible.
You're bye-bye. If Amuda won't die, he can't hear whistle time. The whistle to never.
So this Keto man.
We'll be back on Monday and we'll be fine. All of my squad and I gonna be back.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Mr. So, are you doing something tomorrow?
We'll talk behind the scenes. The son said, who broke the law? Who broke the law?
Now we know all the secret corrupt agents.
The pastor, the so-called liberal progressive, led the pastor to sing tonight. Father God, forgive thee.
Calling on the whole Republic of Liberia to stay.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time and good night.
This is a good song.
So you guys gonna have party on me and my squad. Is that what you guys trying to do tonight?
Of course.
You're gonna dance over our demise, which is not quite the case. You will see we'll bounce back. We'll bounce back.
We see a Ghana man green, yellow. What kind of pretty quality in next year? That one
from Senegal.
No, that man from Gabon.
You're good. So Yvonne say the liberal needs to be audited. What his name? Clarence came and re-echoed that. So I'm gonna constitute a special select committee to probe into the behavior of the
Good night.
All right, folks. Thank you so much and have a pleasant night.
Money for